From Scratch by Gail Anderson-Dargatz. Narrated by Sabrine. This is an Audiobook publisher's audiobook. For Judy, who brought a community together with her fine cooking and loving presence. Chapter 1. I brushed flour off my apron as I stepped away from the kitchen area and up to the bakery counter to serve Murray. He was a widower a few years older than me, in his early 40s. He still dressed like a construction worker, even though he owned his own antique business now. He sold old dishes, toys, and art online through his website. "You know what I'm here for," he said, grinning. I did. Murray turned up at the end of my morning shift almost every day. He always ordered the same thing. I handed him a cup of coffee and 2 oatmeal doilies. I called these cookies doilies because as they baked, the dough spread out into crisp circles. They looked like the lace doilies people put under vases to protect their furniture. "Thanks, Cookie," Murray said as he took the plate. He was the one who gave me the nickname Cookie. Now every regular at the bakery called me that. My real name is Eva. "You ever going to give me the recipe so I can make these cookies at home?" he asked me. I shook my head as I smiled shyly at him. We didn't use packaged mixes at this bakery. We baked everything from scratch. I made these cookies from my own recipe. "Probably better if you don't tell me," he said. "I want a reason to keep coming in here." Murray held my gaze just a little too long, as if he liked me. But I wasn't sure. More to the point, I found it hard to believe he could be interested in me. He was such a handsome and accomplished man, with a business of his own. And me? I just worked here, at this bakery. My hair was tucked in a hairnet because I'd been baking that morning. My apron was covered in flour and butter stains. I never wore makeup to work, because it got so hot around the big commercial ovens. I always worked up a sweat. If I did wear mascara, it smudged. What could Murray possibly see in me? Diana elbowed me as Murray went to his usual table by the window. "Like he needs another reason to come in here," she said. "He's got you." She grinned at me, but I tried to ignore her. I wiped the counter to hide my embarrassment. Diana was the owner of the bakery. She was in her 60s now, and had owned the bakery cafe in this strip mall for more than 25 years. The cafe looked a little dated, too. The place could have used some fresh paint and new tables. But the big windows filled the space with light, and the room always smelled of sweet baked goods. The bakery cafe was a favorite hangout, the only place to meet for coffee in this rural area just outside of town. I had worked at the bakery since my daughter Katie was little. Katie had worked here summers as a teen. Now she took cooking courses at the college in town. But I had never gone to school to learn how to bake. I had learned all that from Diana, on the job. Then I practiced baking at home, making up my own recipes. "Come on, Eva. When are you going to do something about that?" Diana asked me, nodding at Murray. "What?" I asked, as if I didn't know. "He likes you, and I know you like him." I felt my face heat up. Were my feelings for Murray that obvious? "Murray is only being kind," I said. "You don't give yourself enough credit," Diana said. "Your cookies are truly wonderful, but you're the reason Murray comes in here every morning. I see him watching you when you aren't looking." He glanced up now to see us watching him. Caught, he quickly looked away. "I don't have time for romance," I said. "I've got a kid and I've got work. That's more than enough to fill my day." "Katie is a grown woman now," said Diana. "She's in college. It's time to start thinking about yourself." "Katie is still living at home. On top of paying for rent and food, I have to pay for her tuition now, the cost of her schooling. After I pay the bills on payday, I have hardly anything left over." I stopped when I saw the look on Diana's face. "I don't mean to complain," I said. "You've been good to me, letting me..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?